Rocks. My guest today is Skippa Black Bart, and you're a rapper and MC and...
Rapper, MC, videographer, owner of a record label, entertainer.
And you live in Newport?
Yes, for now, yes.
So there's going to be a lot of people who are now going to see you on the street and know who you are.
Correct, yeah. Hopefully it gets a little buzz going.
And the piece that they can't see is that you're very tall.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody on the street who's 6 foot way up, ask him for his autograph.
Yeah.
Did you grow up here?
I'm from Sacramento, California. I came here when I was 9 years old. I got adopted here. And then I pretty much was here up until 21 when I moved to Tennessee. So it's been
and then you went to Tennessee, Nashville?
Johnson City. My brother went to play basketball at Eastern Tennessee University, and I went to go live down there with him. Came back up here during COVID. And
you've stayed here pretty much ever since, or in the Vermont area?
I stayed in Vermont for pretty much all of 2020 and part of 2021. Then I started getting in contact with my biological family, and so they invited me to come back to Arizona, and because they had moved from California, and so I got to reunite with them after 17 years, and then pretty much stayed out there, and I just came back not too long ago and tried to make some type of music movement, music scene here in the area. So hopefully we get that going.
And you've been a musician all the time?
I used to make beats back when I was a kid, when I got my first computer when I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then I switched to the rapping in 2015 and just been doing it ever since. So.
What made you switch to rapping?
Being in front of the camera. Being in front of the camera.
It was more fun than being behind it.
Yeah, I used to be like being low key back in the day, but now it's like, you know what, I got a lot to offer, so let me get in front of let me get on stage. So yeah, it's nice. It's been a lot of fun.
So has your music been a progression, or did you start as a rapper?
When I started getting in front of the camera, it's always been rap. But now that I've been in the industry a while and everything, now I'm trying to expand to different singing, different genres and everything, and trying to get my record label to expand so that way I can sign different artists of different natures to reach different audiences.
Because people seeing you on the street, or me sitting here, for example, I'm looking at a cowboy.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Country dude.
Yeah. I mean, I've always living in Vermont, you get a lot of country roots, so...
Yeah.
But being from Sacramento, I also have a lot of city roots, so, you know, I'm pretty much incorporated the two, you know. So,
into one unique package.
Yep. Skippa Black Bart, pretty much.
Where can people find your music?
Right now, they can find me on YouTube under Skippa Black Bart. And SoundCloud, same thing. But I'm dropping an album December 22nd called Kali Yuga, and that will be on all platforms, Apple Music, Tidal, everything. Even that little bike thing that people be riding, Peloton, find me on there as well. So.
And what's on your album?
It's a lot of everything. I do have a couple country rap songs. I have a lot of, I guess, what they call gangster rap songs.
Yeah.
But that's more of me, how do I say it, talking about my roots. When I first came to Vermont, before I first came to Vermont, my life before I came out, it was pretty rough and everything. I pretty much talk about that. Then when I came to Vermont, you know, I talk about the good times I had here, you know, the wild times we had here, different, you know, parties in the cornfields and everything like that. I had a great time. So it's a great mix of everything.
Yeah. You went to the high school here?
I went to UCA my freshman year. I went to Lake Region my sophomore year. I went back to UCA, and my junior year, my senior year, I went to Colchester. Graduated there. Mainly for basketball, that's why I switched so much.
Oh, I was going to say your education was pretty mixed around there.
Yeah, but yeah, I know it was pretty much for sports. I'm trying to get different challenges, competition. And
you played a lot too. Do you still play?
No, I'm stuck in the music thing right now. So yeah, but I used to play all the time. That's all I did. So that's why it was such a change for me to go from sports to music, because that's all I knew was sports. And so I was trying to figure out after high school what I wanted to do. And so this just kind of happened.
Now you do nothing but music.
Music. I do a lot of videography as well, shoot music videos for people. I go to people's shows if I'm not even in the show. I'll sneak my way in, talk to the person who's throwing it and say, hey, I got my camera, you mind if I shoot a video? And they're always usually up for it. And Then they always let me just shoot the videos for them, and then after that, I'm pretty much shoot like a highlight tape of the concert for them afterwards, and they always love it. So that's good. That's starting to build some traction.
That's sort of interesting because obviously musicians want to be recorded and they want to be recorded well.
Yep.
And you apparently have the skills to do that. So you've made that into a career path.
Yeah, I mean, ever since I started rapping here, it was kind of hard to break into the Burlington scene because, I mean, we're a couple hours away from there.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody really. And the music scene at the time there really wasn't one. And so I was pretty much getting blackballed out of the industry because, you know, people weren't trying to hear anybody from Newport. And so, you know, because of that, I had to work a lot harder to get into the scene, so I had to find different ways to do it. And one of the ways was the videography with my camera, saying, let me go into your show, shoot a music video for you. Then I have a character that I do on Instagram. It's called Skippa B. Bartholomew. He is he's a comedic journalist, and I pretty much go around different artists, interview them, have sometimes I let them have like a scandal or something that they want to bring up to the table or something, even if it's not true. But it's pretty much just all entertainment. And because of that, I was able to get a couple shows where I got to host the shows. And because I hosted the show, I said, is there a possibility where I could perform? And they said, yeah. So that's another way to sneak in. And that's pretty much what my whole thing is right now, just wiggling my way into the industry. Even if they don't want me there, I'm going to be there. Yeah.
You know, this is sort of fascinating. I have a background in festivals, which is such an old-fashioned way of doing it now. And sort of listening to how this happens, and I know other people who are moving in very creative ways that could never have crossed our minds. It's amazing.
I mean, it's one of my goals right now to play at a festival and maybe one day throw my own as well. I mean, that's pretty much like an outdoor, especially an outdoor festival. That'd be real nice to go to. I've been to a few, so I'd love to be on stage at one of them.
What kind of festivals are you interested in?
Well, there was one called the Manifestivus in Cabot, Vermont. It was more like a hippie festival sort of thing. And,
all festivals are hippie festivals.
Pretty
much.
You know,
come on, we're all old hippies.
And, so I went to one of those, and it was the best show I'd ever seen. That was the first festival I ever went to, but even though it was my first, I could tell there was something special about that one. And unfortunately, they haven't done it since 2017, and really haven't had time to go anymore. But yeah, I definitely would like to get back into that this coming summer, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, festivals obviously stopped during COVID, and they're just sort of crawling back out. But, but it's really hard to get the impetus going again, and to convince people that it's okay to actually be in contact with other people. We don't have to be behind a screen all the time.
Yeah, a lot of people got scared during that time. A lot of people became fearful. So now, you know, people are pretty much attempting to crawl out of the shells that they got so deeply packed into during those past 3 years. And so, that's kind of like why I like doing everything I do, because between the music, the videography, and the interviewer, I like to make it. I like to make the outside seem fun again. Like, come outside, come hang out with us, and you know, a lot of people started coming out, so we're gonna keep on doing it. Yeah,
it's really sad that we became so scared of each other.
Yeah, it really is.
And we can obviously see that happening in so many other ways as well.
Yeah.
And yet music's such a wonderful way of bringing people together.
Yeah, it's going great so far. Everybody's, you know, joining the movement, and this time next year, you know, who knows? Really excited for it.
Where do you want to be this time next year?
Well, I'm looking to signing my first artist to my record label, 3MP Incorporated, hopefully in January. And then by this time next year, I'd like to have about 5 people on board. And then right now, I don't really have a team. It's just me shooting videos, doing all that stuff. So I'd like to have my own videographer. I kind of do have my own producer right now. His name is Big Homie West out in Morrisville. He's the one that's helping me throw the show out out there in the Oasis Cafe bar. And yeah, just slowly pretty much have a good team by this time next year. So that way we can excel the movement faster.
So that's that side of your business. What about your own personal side of the business, your own music?
My own music, well, I'm dropping this album. It's 3 years in the making. And honestly, I'm going to promote this probably for the next 6 months. Just, you know what I mean? Because with the videos, with the going on different networks and everything like that, because I am my own marketing team as well. So I got to do all that right now. But pretty much
one-man band.
One-man band. So I mean, I've pretty much been doing this for a couple of years now, 3 years now, and yeah, just have a good team, get me to where I need to be, and yeah. Did
you record in your own studio?
I have a home studio, and then my boy, big homie Wes, he actually just got one 6 months ago, and he said, "Hey man, you're welcome here anytime." And ever since then, I've been going really hard at the studio. And if it wasn't for that studio, I wouldn't even have the album done, because when you're working by yourself in the studio, you have time to procrastinate. You have time to just lollygag the whole time.
Right.
You don't get anything done. That's the main reason why it took me 3 years to get this done. But as soon as we got in the studio, I had people around me that were energetic and really passionate about what we do. I knocked the album out. So now it's done.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for people to hear it.
And where will it be available?
It'll be available all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, everything.
So it's, and again, here's a feature of my age. It's all download as opposed to a hard album in your hot little hands.
I will have hard copies. Probably after the show, get those rolling. But pretty much, yeah, all digital right now, and 'cause that's pretty much the age we live in now.
I know.
So, yeah.
It's amazing.
I personally like the hard copies, but you know.
Yeah, I
go
couldn't
with the flow.
believe it when I got the car I'm driving now, and it didn't have a CD drive.
Really? Oh wow.
They don't anymore. It's really sad because they think everybody uses Spotify or Pandora or your own thumb drive.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, it's time we live in. Got to adjust if you want to keep moving forward with them.
Yeah. Do you write all your own music?
I do. And I do specifically because nobody knows my brain like me. So, wouldn't make any sense to have somebody else write for me. So, plus with the cadences I have in my rhymes, my flows.
Yeah.
You know, only I know what they are. So.
Yeah. And is your focus sort of commentary on life? Political commentary or what?
I've been about 3 different aliases during my whole rap career. One of them was like the hippie rapper. The next one was like the political rapper. And then that was around like 2016 where Trump was getting in office and everything like that, started political rapping. Then 2017 is where I was like, you know what, let me talk about my life now. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it's been now. And I mix a lot of comedy in with my rapping as well, you know, keep people on their feet, have a good laugh or whatever, but at the same time talk about things that are, you know, relevant to their lives as well.
Yeah, I haven't heard much humor in rap.
There's a lot of it now. Everybody's really funny. I think COVID did that.
I hope so.
Yeah,
That's at least something good that came out of it.
Yeah, I think COVID really brought out people's humor because, I mean, there was so much, you know, bad stuff going on. They had to find a vice for it, and comedy was a way.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you're obviously going to be performing on this show.
Yes.
What genre of your own rap music are you going to share?
This one will be more of a storytelling. Storytelling rap. Pretty much talk about pretty much a short version of my whole life in like a 2-minute song, pretty much, and yeah, just my life experiences.
Yeah, and in your relatively short life so far, you have a lot of really diverse experience.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been through a lot, so it's cool to be here.
Yeah. What happened to your political rap? So a lot of the rap that I know, I used to live in Philadelphia.
Right.
And obviously there was a lot of rap there, even when we lived there, which is a lot of years ago now. Some of it was really political.
Yep.
And good.
The way the music industry works, they work off trends and fashions and everything. So because of that, a lot of people went from political rapping to whatever the industry was pushing, whatever the mainstream artists were pushing, and whatever the agendas they were trying to fulfill. And, you know, like I said, if you want to continue in the industry, if you want to evolve with them, you got to go with them. So
go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Unfortunately, I mean, I pretty much am against the whole industry. That's why I've started my own record label, so I don't got to go with their flow. But at the same time, you do have to evolve, and you know, everybody should evolve, whether it's rapping, whether you're doing whatever. You know, get out there, do something different.
Yeah. Yeah, in the early days of heavily marketed folk music, the controls that were put on the performers by the industry was awful.
It's even worse now.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Way worse. A lot of artists, they sign a lot of bad contracts. I mean, like if you sign $1 million contract, you're paying back between $5 to $9 million to the record label, and you're getting nothing back, and you're in debt. But they make the lifestyle seem so glamorous with the diamonds, with the parties and all that stuff. It's all facade, it's all smoke and mirrors, there's nothing real about it. it's all to push agendas, and they've been doing a good job of it. So
right,
yeah.
And a lot of artists have had their music stolen.
Or if they sign a lot of times what record labels will do is they'll sign an artist that's getting really hot, getting a lot of buzz, and then what they'll do is they'll shelve them, which means that they just put them away. They're not allowed to drop any music, nothing like that, because they don't want him to essentially outdo one of the artists that they're pushing. And so it's a lot of
So they
stuff.
take you, own you, and destroy your career.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
All the time. And
yeah.
That's why I always talk about people not signing record deals, because in this day and age it's not even relevant, because there's so many different ways to make music or make money off your music and make music without having somebody tell you to do so. And it's more about just believing yourself, being independent, and saying, forget the establishment, do my own thing.
Right. And knowing how to work a social media platform.
Absolutely.
Which a lot of people don't know.
Yeah. A lot of times people, when they think of marketing, they think of, newspapers and flyers, stuff like that, which is still good and relevant. But right now, the social media is so powerful that when somebody is trying to get in contact with you, nobody really asks for your phone number anymore. They say, hey, what's your Instagram? What's your Facebook? And I really do a lot of stuff on my Instagram. As a matter of fact, I only got like a couple of actual pictures. Everything else is just videos. And it's mostly comedy videos, mostly videos of my music. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So
those videos we can find on YouTube and Facebook?
Some of them you can find on Facebook. They're all mostly on my Instagram. Right now I'm trying to keep my YouTube strictly just music. But I also do have a couple other YouTubes that focus on like the comedy interviews or the videography as well.
What other social media platforms?
Let's see. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I actually don't have Twitter. But
you mean X?
X, yeah, X. A lot of people, they have TikTok. I had TikTok for a while, but I just got annoyed with it. I got tired of the dumb videos, so I didn't like seeing them anymore. But I probably will get it back, though, because a lot of artists do get a lot of buzz off the music from it. You just got to use it right. And so, yeah.
Yeah,
those are the main ones.
TikTok is one of those pits it's really easy to fall into and stay there, and umpteen hours later you eventually crawl out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was another reason too. I got distracted a lot by having watching the dumb little videos. I'm like, what am I doing? So
they're an energy drain. They really are.
Yeah, when people don't have it, they go crazy. So
right. So how are you going to find local venues? So I mean, you're a Newport person. How's Newport going to hear you?
I've thought about the municipal building. It's a nice big basketball court. What we could do is we could put a stage on the far side of the under the hoop, and then the rest just be open space for the people to stand. You could probably fit a good 100, 200 people in that one spot. And then you got, of course, the Orleans Municipal Building, Bart Municipal Building. Those are good spaces. But you also got the North Country High School. That holds about...
That's great, that auditorium.
That holds about 900 people. And they talk about Higher Ground in Burlington being the biggest venue.
Yeah.
That holds 750, so 900 to 750, you know what I mean? But, try to get 900 people out here to go to the shows,
Well, if you engage the high school people, that's a good start.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty much about just...
Yeah. There's the Gateway, which is really nice.
I
don't know what the number is there that they can take. But acoustically, the municipal building is horrible.
That is true. The echoes and everything in there.
Yeah.
I saw they had a couple of shows here this past summer on the Gateway, big stage. A lot of people popped out and everything. So it'd be a lot of fun to have it out there, especially during the summertime.
Right. Particularly if that's your album opening and bring it over the winter.
For sure. I'll still be promoting it next summer anyway. So right now with this album, what I'm doing is I'm taking my time with the videos and the promotion of it, so it really sticks with people. But also, I'm taking this time while I'm doing that to not make music, to start focusing on the other aspects of my business, get my other artists signed, get them in the studio, doing shows, getting their names out there as well, so that more people start following them, and then through them they follow me, and just trickles up.
Do you consider places like, say, the East Side and other restaurants that do have music, live music?
They have specific live music. For example, my aunt owns the East Side, Dina Gray, and so she probably wouldn't want like a rap concert there, but like, you know, like a lot of country music or rock, soft rock, you know, stuff out there, that flies with them out there. But I am trying to figure out a way to get the rap scene going, because Big Homie West in Morrisville, it's pretty much just Newport all over again, but they actually have a venue called Oasis Cafe Bar, and because of that, they have a lot of acts come out, and so they have many different types of genres, rock, metal, country, all that stuff. And so if we had a venue like that in Newport, I feel we could do the same thing that they're doing out in there as well. And so my goal one day is to own my own venue, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to put that.
There are places like the Elks where you can rent the space, and that's not bad space.
Right. Yeah, I've never been to the Elks, actually.
It's worth looking at.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check it.
It would be really cool to have a local person who lived here a lot of his life and is doing something different.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it really just took a lot of beating people to the side of them telling me you can't do this and all that stuff, and I'm just, listen, I'm going to do this regardless of what you think. So now that I'm doing it, they're all like, hey, can we come be a part of what you got going on? I'm like, you missed the train. You missed the train. So, yeah.
I'm sure somebody saying to you can't do this is a challenge. Oh yeah? Watch me.
Yeah, it used to be a challenge, but now I just kind of laugh at it. No, not kind of, I do laugh at it every time. Just,
because you're going your own way no matter what.
Yeah, like you can't stop this. So, yeah.
No, and you probably don't remember this, but when, you know Bob Dylan, obviously, when he switched from acoustic to electric guitar, you would think that the sky had fallen.
Right.
It was, oh my God, how can this possibly happen? Sacrilege, he has just destroyed music forever. And yet, no awareness of all of the other genres that have come in and gone out and moved in again and moved out again. It's sort of fascinating that it's not okay to do something different. It's to stay the same forever.
Yeah.
But nothing stays the same forever, and nor should it.
It should. Not supposed to. I mean, we're supposed to change.
Right.
That's why when people always just talk to me about, oh, you're changing, you don't come around as much. You have to change. You have to do that, because like the leaves change every winter, every fall. Like, you have to do it. So. And there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's fun to do it. You get to experience different parts of yourself and your aspects of your life, and it's great.
And each generation should take whatever has existed in whatever direction they want.
Yeah, of course. Everybody should want to explore the world, explore their lives, be adventurous. Everybody's scared to be adventurous. So, and even before COVID, people were scared to be that way. So COVID just made it worse. But, you know, right now, that's pretty much what the whole 3MP movement is all about, is get people out of their shells. And for example, like I've been trying to get two of my artists back 5 years ago that when they stopped rapping, they lost the confidence, they lost all that. So I'm like, listen, I'm doing this now. I'm doing shows, I'm doing everything. Come back. Like, this is easy work now. So before, it was like I couldn't get into shows. Nobody was talking to me from Burlington, the Burlington area, trying to shut me out. It was harder. And of course, it was discouraging for them. Discouraging for me too. I quit a couple times, but I was like, I saw the vision. I'm going to come back to it. So I did. It's just harder to have people see your vision as well, because their vision isn't yours. So
So you stepped aside. You didn't quit. You stepped aside.
Took a breath.
Regrouped, and then moved on again.
Yeah, learned the industry. I took a couple years to actually learn the business side of it, because when I first got into it, I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like nothing about this. Everybody's fake. Everybody's just greedy, money hungry. That's not me at all. So learning it, I'm like, okay, so this is how these people act. This is how I gotta adjust myself or coordinate. So, yeah, I mean, it's been cool ever since. Having a good time doing it.
Yeah. So why don't we have a song now, or a rap, or however you choose to define it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, for sure. Sounds good.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Big Skippa, Black Bart here, man. 3MP. This song right here is called How We Get Here, and pretty much talks about my whole life and a little small section of it. And yeah, I hope y'all like it.
Neil.
Hey, Big Skippa, baby. How we get here? Too much money in these streets, getting swept up. Now we at the top, getting bread, you better step up. All the pain we face got us ready for the pressure. Gonna be doing this till I'm lying on a stretcher or in the ground. Don't know what you made up until you faced with 100 rounds. If you ain't getting no motion, brother, please move around. Don't get caught up in your feelings, brother, move up off the ground. Brothers doing slimy stuff to be on top, make me chuckle. Been in situations make your knees knock, probably buckle. Most of my bros didn't live to make it out the struggle, but now we really at an age where we can't get in trouble, cause we got stuff to lose. And yeah, we came a long way, we ain't got stuff to prove. I made it out them group homes and all them fosters too. The way they used to beat on me, you think I'm scared of you? Better watch your attitude, brother, I can never lose. On this household wise for a young man, I tell him it's the trauma dude. Boys close suppose I'm after school, just to keep us out the streets and keep our lives, brother. What was we supposed to do? I wish Granny was to hear saying that's my baby. Wish you could see me and Sackle stage going crazy. We get the crowd going wild, people want to see us. And I ain't young Skipper if they is not gonna pay me. I gotta charge them now, and I guess it's time to show them what I'm all about. We the ones who brought the cameras out, but we left them off stage just so we could rock the house. How we get here? Too much money in these streets getting swept up. Now we at the top getting bread, you better step up. All the pain we face got us ready for the pressure. I'm gonna be doing this till I'm lying on a stretcher or in the ground. Don't know what you made of until you face with 100 rounds. If you ain't getting no motion, brother, please move around. Don't get caught up in your feelings, brother, get up off the ground.
So, well, thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, no problem.
And tell us about the song. What was that about?
Pretty much explaining my hardships in life, and yeah, pretty much telling everybody about all the pain and struggle I went through, from being blackballed by the industry to my own family, own people, just pretty much just telling me I can't do it or just talking crazy about me. And, you know, me excelling through that, thriving out of it, and still, you know, coming out the person I am today because of it. And also, yeah, just explaining my trials. That's the whole, pretty much the whole movement of 3P is talking about our problems, not being afraid to show where we started from, and you know, having people join the journey to where we want to go. And it's all about not being embarrassed about, you know, where you come from, for sure.
And who you are.
Who you are, yeah. So I'm having a good time doing this, and yeah, a lot of my songs are kind of raunchy a little bit, but at the same time, you know, they talk about like a lot of real things as well. And the reason why I kind of do it more on the raunchy side is because right now that's kind of what people are into. So I talk to them the way that they can understand. So,
well, you talk to your audience in the way your audience talks. So,
so
it's not just about understanding.
They know.
That's conversation.
Yeah, just talking to them. That's all it is, conversation.
Yeah, and I think that's always been the way with rap.
Yeah.
It's conversation. It may not be, quote, polite conversation, but it's conversation.
I mean, every day on the street, we're just talking and everything. We're just, you know, talking, talking and everything. And so, you know, we each have our own ways of speaking, but at the end of the day, we all know what we're talking about, what the other person's talking about. So,
yeah.
Do
you consider yourself a poet?
I used to. I did when I first started rapping because I was into more of the rhyming, the double entendres and everything like that, the stanzas, everything. Now, I don't even really care so much about rhyming in my music. It's more of just, I'm really pretty much just talking over a beat. That's pretty much what it is. And I have a little flow with it, a little bounce with it, I call it. But, you know, yeah, as being a poet these days, not so much. But at one point, yeah, I definitely was really into that. But I still respect it. There's a lot of people, especially in Burlington right now, that are kind of sticking to the old ways of hip hop, and you know, they're still doing the rhyming words with crazy words with like 7 different syllables, and I don't even know how they do it anymore. So, but it's really still a cool art, and I respect it a lot.
Yeah, it is a challenge to sort of meet your audience where it is. And then move in whatever direction you need to move in, because that's your job.
Yeah.
To go where you need to go.
For me personally, I make music for me, and I kind of, when I put my music out, I'm like, okay, I'm letting you hear this, be grateful, type of thing. But also, you know, I also know I have to, not necessarily please the fans, but I do have to give them something they like. But I've always had this thing in my mind of whatever I like, they're like. I don't know if that's narcissistic or whatever it is, but what I do know is I got good taste, and so pretty much that's how I operate. Yeah.
I'm glad you think you do. We all should think that we do.
Oh, yeah, for sure, of course. So, yeah.
Particularly if we're performing.
For sure. I'm 100% on that theory
Right.
now. So until it goes downward, I'll keep at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And actually, I don't think that's narcissistic. I think that's sort of, I'm doing this because I think it's right. And,
Exactly.
yeah. And in another year, maybe I'll think I'm going somewhere else with it.
Yeah, sure. Never know where we're going to end up. That's the exciting part about it, end up in new different places.
Right.
So, sure.
Well, thank you so much for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And I'm really interested in seeing where this goes.
For sure.
And I hope you stick around Newport, because Newport needs you.
Yeah, Newport needs a lot of things, but I'll be the thing that starts with it. For sure.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.